The issue here at home, though, is we have a president who, days after the State of the Union, where he had the opportunity to a national audience to make the case about why is he going to do this, chose not to address it at all, launched an attack. It went not the way they thought it would, to the point where oil has gone up, the stock market has tanked, there's been global chaos. Then he goes out there and says, all of you are going to have to clean this up. All you other allies out there, I broke it, but you fix it. And now he's saying this regime is going to be really reasonable. They're going to negotiate with us. Then if that's the case, why do we need these other countries to come in and clean up the mess in the first place? It doesn't make any sense. And the challenge he's going to have tomorrow night, he can give his speech. He can say, we've annihilated their nuclear capabilities. They'll never have a nuclear weapon ever again. This is why we did that. People here at home know one thing. Their condition, their daily pocketbook situation is worse off after this war than it was before. Destroyed them militarily. They might be weak. I agree. They're definitely weaker off than they were before this. But it's our people here at home who are paying more at the pump. It's our people here at home who are paying more for energy. It's our people here at home who end up bearing the costs of the supply chain being cut off and those costs being passed on us. So again, I think the issue here at home for the American people as they watch this speech tomorrow night is asking the question that we always ask this in politics. Are you better off today than you were yesterday? When it comes to this conflict, there is no indication at all that the American people are better off because of this.
That's a good segue. We'll resume that conversation at the other side of the break.
At the end of this, if they're totally defanged, if they meet our objectives here in terms of nukes and missiles and Navy and exporting terror, if there are new people in charge who are willing to abide by some kind of an agreement, that is a net positive for us, for the world, and that's what we're waiting for.
That's the argument that we heard the last time he attacked them, and they declared victory. They said they annihilated their capabilities. So were they wrong? Were they lying? Were they misinforming us? What was the situation before? And then how did it deteriorate in such a short amount of time from then and now? We're talking a few months went by, and now there's this threat. We got to get them right now. They've never, by the way, explained what that threat was. They've never given any information to the American people about why it was.
Well, wait. They do have missiles that can reach most of Europe. You know that.
Right. But the last
you think that's good or bad?
But the last time they did that, they said, we annihilated it. Right. That's literally the words that they used. We annihilated their capability. That was this is the problem the president
You want Iran to have missiles
this is
with
the problem
nuclear weapons that can hit Europe.
The president set an expectation. I don't. The president said
then why are you upset?
I'm not upset. The president said he has annihilated them. That is the expectation. That is the goalpost that he's being measured against, his own words, his own hyperbole. So now that he comes back and says, actually, that wasn't what happened. Now this time we got it right. This time we've all blown them all up. Exactly. He has no credibility here because he already used all the platitudes.
So you're just prejudging it based on your own political views.
No, we're prejudging it based on what he said.
Conversation nationally about it, and that did not happen.
Well, and the president here again is being measured against expectations he set with his own base and his own party. He campaigned on no more endless wars, no more Middle East, no more spending good money after bad there, and then he turns around and does a complete 180 without laying the groundwork, without giving the explanation. And again, days before this attack happened, days before the offensive, he delivered the State of the Union address. He could have made the case right there. The president gets to have a role, and I don't think we can be so casual.
Even the judge said the president is the steward of the White House.
You know what? I don't like what the judge said, so we're just going to ignore it. I don't think we can be so casual about setting a precedent where the president says, I'm going to bypass Congress, because if you do it here, if you allow it here, who knows where that stops? That's a very slippery slope. A judge has ruled. We're the law and order party, aren't we? So why don't we follow the law? Well, you got a Republican House, a Republican Senate, a Republican president,
and yet
you can't get your own party
and yet
to
the Democrats,
vote for it?
And yet the Democrats have the Department of Homeland Security shut down, which is a trivial matter.
It was Republicans who rejected a Republican proposal the other day.
I guess
House Republicans and Senate Republicans can't get on the same page right now.
It's not a Democrat issue.
Irony here is actually this hurts Republicans too. Every time he comes out against mail-in voting, you have the other side, the political side of the Republican Party going, okay, but we really want people to vote and vote by mail. A lot of our voters vote by mail. I'm old enough to remember when I was Republican, we actually won many elections because we had an advantage on the mail-in voting. We were really, really good at the absentee ballot chasing, at the mail-in identification, at getting those people to turn out and vote. It was a huge advantage structurally for the Republican Party in elections, and he has single-handedly decimated it. Every time he does this, Democrats in Congress who are working on the midterms are like, thank God. Make it harder, make it more confusing, make Republicans doubt the process so they have a harder time to participate in the process. And oh, by the way, the idea that the USPS is equipped to do this. Let me tell you something. The Postmaster General just last week testified before Congress that they might run out of money by October. They are not equipped to do this. It delegates the authority and the responsibility to do the ballots to the USPS, an entity that last year lost $9 billion in its operations. It's down $1.3 billion in Q1. It is an entity that literally is not capable of doing the job it's been assigned
And
to
no
do.
one
Right.
I mean, I can't get my own letters
They lost
within
my
5
mom
days.
All
I
right,
think I'll get my
guys.
ballot. I
Trust
believe
my
that.
letter.
Thank you all. Coming up.